Okay, kindly turn to page 17. Okay, so let's discuss from here our latihan. Okay, so number 7, Danish found a bee was sucking nectar from his flower plant. Okay, taking the nectar. Name the process seen by Danish over here. Now, what do you think is this process is happening here? It's not just sucking a nectar. What it's trying to do is helping the plant to do something. This one you have to remember since Form 1. What is the process called? It's called pollination. All right. The bee is helping transfer pollen. Very good. Okay. Zenji, the process is called pollination. Yeah, correct. Transfer pollen is the correct one. But the name of the process is this. Next is, what kind of interaction is suitable for this process? Now, students, whenever you see the word interaction, it is this page. Yeah, this page, interaction. So if you look over here, it is not competition, right? They're not fighting. The bee and the flower are not fighting with one another. So they are not eating each other. I mean, it's taking the nectar, but it's not killing the plant. So it could be one of this over here. So what could the answer be? So we're going to scroll down to see my notes. To this tree. So if you look over here, the bee will get the benefit of food, flower will get pollination help, correct? So I help you, you help me. It is under mutualism. Okay, next up. Next question. State 2 benefit obtained by the organisms from this interaction. It's actually organisms. Can you please S over here? All right. From both of them, what is the benefit they get from this one? So the bees, what do the bees get? Bees get nectar, correct? Or get food in the form of nectar. Now, if any of you say gets food, gets nectar, fine, you get 1 mark from that. Now, how about the flower? Okay. The bees help pollinate the flowers. Or some of you say, spread the pollen grains to another flower. 都可以. You have 2 answers. All right. 2, as long as the idea is that you're saying that, oh, I give you food, you help me to spread the pollen. What about pollen grains? Yes, no problem. Pollen grains accepted. Next up. Bee get pollen grains from flower to survive. So bee gets pollen grains from flower to survive. Flower plant is helped by the bee to pollinate its nectar. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Facts wrong already. Okay. So let me show you why this answer is incorrect. You have to see the language here. It is the English. Bee gets pollen grains from flower to survive. So you're saying that the bee needs the pollen grain to survive. The bee needs the pollen grain to survive, and that is incorrect. Flower plant helped by the bee to pollinate the nectar. Flower plant is helped to pollinate the nectar. You're not pollinating the nectar, you're pollinating the flower or the pollen grains, right? Pollinating means transferring. You're not transferring the nectar. So yeah, so kindly rewrite the answer over here. Okay, I'll keep you type out. Next. So put it up here. Let's move up. All right. In your opinion, do the bees and flowers live in the same habitat? Explain your answer. This is quite tricky. This is quite detailed asking, you know. You know why? Living in the same habitat. Where can I find such fact? It is over here in this page. Okay. Population means growers living of the same species that live in the same habitat. Now, do they live in the same habitat? The answer is yes, they stay in the same area. Right? How do I know? Now, Few populations that live together in one habitat, they interact with one another. I interact with you, you interact me. I help you help me. That means you pretty much stay in the same area. If I stay far, far away, why would I fly all the way from Kedah to Selangor to help you? We live in a totally separate habitat, correct? So you need to be in the same habitat to be interacting with one another. You see that or not? Yeah, so yes, they live in the same habitat. You see, they live in the same habitat. This is what we call a community. You live in the same habitat, you interact with one another. Communities. Oh, teacher, you're putting so much powerful words over here. Yes, because these are the technical science words. Okay, here, interact with one another. We want to see whether you know how to use these words, whether you know how to use the word community. That means you know that we are talking about this component. Sounds easy, right? When I teach you, now you have to take the words and slowly dissect them up, pull them apart. Okay, number 8. They ask you, match the following statement with the advantage or disadvantage. Am I going too fast? Let me slow down a little bit. So you have to read through this one and say, which sentence here shows you the good thing about biological control? Which sentence here tells you it is not a very good thing, not a good thing at all for biological control? The first one they say, a safe method that does not endanger other animals. Wow, guys, this one sounds like it's an advantage. It sounds like it's a good thing, correct? Yeah. Next, the wrong choice of predator can be fatal and can be out of control. This doesn't sound like good news, correct? So we put it under disadvantage. Next, saves labor costs, saves money. As a predator and prey act by themselves, you don't need to someone to go and catch the rats for you, the mice. Sounds like a good thing, right? So it's under advantage. Next, increase the number of predator may become a new threat to the environment. Hey, threat sounds like a bad thing, correct? Not threat is like it's like threatening. It's like bringing something bad to the community. So it sounds like a disadvantage. Does not cause pollution. Hey, sounds very happy. Sounds very clean. All right. So it's a form of advantage. Understand? 明白吗? Next up, if I'm going too fast, just type X. I'll slow down. Next up, Park Jamil was pondering. Wow, teacher, what is pondering? Pondering means thinking. Ponder means I'm sitting down and think. How to kill large amount of snake in his oil pump. He wants to kill the snakes by natural method without using harmful chemical substance. Suggest a way to overcome his problem. So what will you ask? What will you advise to eat snakes up? You can rear. Rear means 养什么 rare owls 咯 right? But they can rare owls in his palm oil estate. Yeah. And then we look at the marks allocation, 3 marks. Whoa, 3 marks means I need explanation, correct? And where do we find the explanation? We find it in the advantage and disadvantage of biological control over here. I gave you 3, I gave you 2, right? So what are the answers? So you can put, it is cheaper, okay, than pesticides. What else? Does not harm the environment, environment friendly, and does not harm human health. Same answer. If you notice, Is Form 2 easier than Form 1? A little bit. Because you learned before, animals, quite easy. Food chain is actually not that bad, right? Next up. Diagram shows an activity carried out by humans for development. Underline the correct answers to show the negative effects of the activity. What the global temperature? This one is easy, ah. All right, we want to find the bad one. 对吗? Increase the global temperature. Decrease the oxygen. Got that. What the type of different species? Decrease the types of different species. Okay, decrease the number of natural habitat. Yeah. Next up. The diagram below shows a symbol of recycling. Give 3 examples of material that can be recycled. Do you remember what are 3 things? We have 4 things I give you that you can recycle. All right, remember, make sure you know, glass, plastics, metal, and paper. Okay, glass, plastic, paper, metal. So you have so many. Just put these 3 lah. Glass, plastic, metal, aluminium can, toy, aluminium 可以. Okay, aluminium also can, metals also can, no problem, except extra marks also can. What is the benefit of recycling? The good thing of recycling. Okay, this time I want all students to type in your answer for me. What did you write in this part? If you never write, please write something. This is your homework. All right. What is the benefit of recycling? Go ahead. Okay, the point is here. If you can think of this part, something here to explain, it'll be better. If not, I can go one by one. Okay. Max, how does it conserve energy? Can you please elaborate? Tell me more how recycle conserve energy like? If you cannot explain, I cannot give you the marks. Okay, Norway, correct, but reduce pollution. There is air, there's water, there's soil, there is sound. So which one are we talking about? Okay, so another student say to save money and save the usage of raw material in the forest. Okay, fine. Yixin, recycle can conserve natural resources. Good. All right. Conserve natural resources means all the rubber lah, all the metal, paper, we can conserve it. We do not basically we do not keep using them. I wrote reduce land pollution can. Okay, so let me ask you, what is recycling all about? Recycling is about what? Recycling means reusing back and changing it. Changing what? Changing the things that you have used. 对吗? All our rubbish. If you look carefully, recycling is related to rubbish. You don't recycle new things, ma. All right. You don't go to a shop and buy a nice cup and then say, I want to recycle this cup. No, ma. Correct? You don't buy a stack of new paper. I want to recycle this paper. It doesn't happen like that, right? You have to use it. So it's basically a waste. So the purpose of recycling is to target which problem in page 18. Tell me, is it A, B, C, or D? Recycling is to target which problem? A, B, C, or D? Yeah? So, teacher, I can say for D. Correct. A also can. You see? So recycling is to reduce waste disposal. I don't throw so much rubbish into a big landfill, we call it. So many answers. But so far the answers I accept is Yixin's answer. Recycling can conserve natural resources. Accepted. Reduce land pollution. Then okay. Then you can wait, Dylan's answer is what again? Save money and usage can. Dylan's answer also accepted. Okay, so to reduce waste, there you go, enough. What else? To conserve natural resources. Can. To reduce land pollution. Fine. Can. So for those who don't have this note, these answers, add these answers in. Okay, let's move on. Wow, so much more. Okay, let's look. The number of vehicles increased due to modernization. Vehicle smoke contains carbon monoxide gas that affect the environment. State the effect on the carbon cycle if the exhaust of vehicles are modified for a louder sound and emit more smoke. Okay, so what is the effect we want over here? We want the effect on carbon cycle, correct? So what is the carbon cycle? We refer back here. Whoa, it's empty. What's carbon cycle? Simplified saying that carbon dioxide taken in by plants, correct? Yeah, and then you have animals, all right? Release carbon dioxide, plants release carbon dioxide, respiration, photosynthesis, correct? Yeah, and then carbon dioxide taken in for bacteria, okay? And all this decomposition, sorry, that's not carbon dioxide. That is the other way around. Decomposition, release, go out here, correct? Yeah, and then we all die, right? So this is the carbon cycle. So they ask you, state the effect to carbon cycle if exhaust emits more smoke. Okay, so when they release more smoke from the cars, more smoke will increase more what? Smoke contains a lot of what as well? Smoke, right? You have carbon dioxide that comes together with it. So what is the effect towards the carbon? They never say carbon dioxide, you know, they say effect on carbon cycle. So direct answer one by one first. You need to be able to mention carbon dioxide. Yeah, these two, the smoke from vehicles increases carbon dioxide. Okay, so first one. We used to read this word, emissions from vehicles. I'll take answer one by one, yeah. Okay, increases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. You have the first answer. I'm looking for increased carbon dioxide. the rate of decomposition will drop, and oxygen, do we not have enough oxygen to breathe? No, carbon cycle is just the carbon dioxide. Okay, next, what else is the effect on carbon cycle if CO2 goes up? Is my answer accepted? No, cannot, not accepted. What else? Anything? Any other effects if carbon dioxide gets more and more on the carbon cycle? That's all. Carbon dioxide increases. Now, how will it affect everything as a whole in general? Carbon dioxide. What will it cause? Carbon dioxide will cause what? Greenhouse effect, which leads to global warming. Okay, this leads to greenhouse effect, which will lead to global warming. So students, if you see over here, carbon dioxide gas, okay, underline all this keyword. It's actually very direct, my students. Okay, carbon dioxide always relate to greenhouse effect, GHE, always relates to global warming, GW. It's a standard follow-up answer. So anytime I ask you carbon dioxide, the effect on the environment, GHE, GHE, GHE. Greenhouse effect, greenhouse effect, greenhouse effect. Global warming, global warming, global warming. Okay, so over here, do I have in my notes here? There, you see over here in my notes, do you see this one? Carbon dioxide always lead to greenhouse effect. Sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, acid rain. Okay, carbon dioxide, greenhouse effect. Okay? Next up. Okay, but hey, anyone not done yet? Who haven't done yet? Type X. Okay, okay. Tell me, ma. Don't just zoom and let me slide by like that, huh? Okay, let me know, let me know. You guys are form 2 ready. Okay, don't be shy to type X. Type D when you're done. Okay, next up, practice K-Bite. Diagram below shows a food web constructed by Shahira in a habitat. So Shahira explains to a friend that rabbit is a primary consumer. Primary consumer, okay? Primary consumer. What is the best explanation that she can give to her friend? So why do I say rabbit is a primary consumer? So you really need to go. What is the meaning of primary consumer? Basically, an animal which eats plants only. And who are the plants? What's the name of the plants? We call them producers. So you have that in a meaning, that is fine. Okay, you can say that they feed on producers. You can put teacher they are herbivore and omnivore, but most important is we want to know they're called primary because they eat producers. That is all. Okay, they feed or they eat producers. We call them primary. As simple as that. It only feed on, yeah, can. Okay, Dylan, your answer can. I know some of you write the one on top. It's fine. Most important, I want to see the word producer. They eat producers. Okay, next. Why are plants called producers? So first question, why are they called producers? What is their special characteristics that all organisms depend on plants for their survival? All right. So why are plants called producers? The word, because they can produce, right? They can produce their own food there. Produce their own food by photosynthesis. Easy. Okay. They can produce their own food by photosynthesis. So, wow, must include all this. You cannot just put they can produce their own food. You have learned the process of photosynthesis, add that into your answer. Make your answer richer. Make your answer smarter. Make your answer feel like, oh, this student read and know how to use all the words back in exam. That's what I want you to do. Okay? Produce the food by photosynthesis. That's one part. What is their special characteristics that all organism depends for their survival? So they say, what is the special characteristics that makes them, okay, depend on plants for their survival? Because they produce their own food, animals also get the food from them. Okay, they can convert this one. They can convert light energy to chemical energy, which is stored in the food for other animals. So second point is this, if any students say they are food for other animals, you give yourself 1 mark. Correct also. Okay, now I'm going to give you one more scientific sentence. Okay, plants convert light energy from the sun to chemical energy. This is the second point. You have this one, you don't have, you add on to your answers. Okay. Which is stored in food for other animals. So, something I want to teach you. They store the food in chemical energy for other animals. So the food is actually chemical energy, basically. When you eat your bread, the bread is chemical energy. Teacher, why do I need chemical energy for? Your body will take the chemical energy, will turn to movement lah, will turn to breaking down of food, will turn to breathing, everything will help you. All your movement in your body comes from chemical energy. Okay, Dylan. Because plants can produce their own food photosynthesis, 1 mark. They'll produce oxygen through photosynthesis. Okay, can plus food. All right. Some of you, like Dylan went another direction. Dylan say photosynthesis mah. Yes, produce food for animals, but photosynthesis also produces oxygen for animals to survive. 都可以. Also correct. Actually, a very smart answer as well. So you have two ways to go. You can talk about food direction, or you can talk about oxygen, because both also true. Very good. Okay. Next up. What is the characteristic that a final consumer should have? What is the characteristics that a final consumer should have? So what do you think they should have in order to eat? Think, no enemies. Okay. Characteristics of them, that means how they should look like. Look at the snake versus grasshopper. What difference can you tell me? Snake versus grasshopper and bird. What's the difference you can tell me? Let me add tiger versus this. Snake versus this. Lion versus this. Bigger size, definitely. Some more. What other body special features you need to have? You are a what? You are a hunter. You are a meat eater, right? So you need to have what kind of characteristics to be able to hunt for food? You need to have what? Sharp teeth, because you want to jump into them and kill them on the spot and take the blood out for them. They need to have sharp claws. One time, die already. That is what they need. Okay, they need sharp claws. They need sharp teeth to hunt food. There is only a small funny question and only eats. So this is the characteristics that they should have. That means how they should look like. Understand? They have sharp claws or sharp teeth or both sharp. Why? To hunt. Hunt for prey. Eagles, sharp claws. So it's a special feature. You can use this one, you can use this one, either one. Okay. Number 2, claw is this one, claw. All right. Diagram below shows a phenomenon that of locusts attacking maize plant. Maize is about maize is jagung. All right. So what is a locust? You see grasshopper, grasshopper. Locust is a bigger version of a grasshopper. Yeah, it's a bigger version of grasshopper. So again, who's not done? Let me know. Type X. Yeah. Predict what will happen to the maize population. What will happen to the maize, the jagung population, if the number of locusts increase and they keep attacking the maize plant? It's not that hard, right? So what will happen to the maize population? So your sentence should be, the maize population will decrease. Yeah. Okay. What is the farmer's action to kill the locust? Okay, so student, try and tell me what are the ways that you can do to remove locusts. Come. Using natural predator, not detailed enough. Come on, give me examples. Farmer can rear sparrow. Okay, some more. Can rear birds to eat them. Some more. Spray the area of chemicals. Correct. They never say must use biological control, right? Yeah, you can use, farmers can use can rear sparrows or bigger birds. Can. What else? Use pesticides. Can. What else? Use natural predator, use these are all lah. Okay. Actually there's use in actual they use a special fungus to kill them. They make a special fungus to attack them, but never mind, you never learn. Wow, one of you farmer can use 2,4-dichlorophenoacetic pesticide to kill. Okay, 2,4-D. 2,4-D is basically. Okay. How about frogs? Can, no problem. Okay, frogs can also. Yeah. All right. Done. So with this, we finish the whole Form 2, Chapter 2. I nearly say Form 2. Okay, syllabus. Form 2, Chapter 2 only. Now we're going to move into Chapter 3. Let's take 3 minutes break. Now it's 37. Come back by 9:40. All right, with your Chapter 3 notes ready in front of you, your marker, your highlighter, your pencil, your pen. All right, so 3 minutes, go for toilet break and preparation break. Go.